Welcome to the dvm360. Give us 5 minutes or less, and we'll update you with the veterinary news, medicine, and business information you need to know right now. I'm Christy Reimer, editor of Veterinary Economics. In this edition of The Five, we hear about the tragic hit-and-run death of a Tennessee veterinarian and a Mexican veterinary school appealing its accreditation status. We'll also see new video from Shawn McVey on conquering guilt about clients' finances and Micaela Shaughnessy on the first step to balancing kids and career. First up, the news. A Tennessee man has been arrested after he struck and killed a veterinarian while she was working to save a 4-month-old black lab puppy that had been hit by a car. Veterinarian Catherine Gilpatrick, who is 37, was trying to save her neighbor's 2 dogs. One was dead on the scene, but when Dr. Gilpatrick started to help the other, another car hit her and fled the scene. The driver of the vehicle, Walter Gary Flynn, was detained April 20th and charged with leaving the scene of an accident, criminally negligent homicide, driving while his license was revoked, and driving without insurance. Dr. Gilpatrick, who worked at the cat clinic in Knoxville, Tennessee, was taken immediately to the University of Tennessee Medical Center, but she died the next morning from her injuries. The black lab puppy Dr. Gilpatrick was assisting at the time of the accident was taken to the Animal Emergency Critical Care and Referral Center in Knoxville and survived. A Mexican veterinary school is appealing an adverse accreditation request from the American Veterinary Medical Association's Council on Education. The Council's decisions are confidential unless the schools choose to release information, and an AVMA spokesperson declined to comment about any decisions regarding the National Autonomous University of Mexico, or UNAM. The school first sought accreditation in 1996 and has been working ever since to meet the group's standards. The AVMA's Council on Education last visited the school in November 2009. Learning to really listen to clients is a crucial skill, but not when they're laying a guilt trip on you. In this clip, veterinary consultant Shawn McVey explains how to think about your responsibility when a client says it's your fault you won't give away veterinary care for free.
Who the client is and what they think about you relative to money is not your business. This is the only profession we know of where people actually feel like they can still barter with us. You can't present at a human hospital and say, give it to me for free because I'm sick. You can't get food and say, give it to me for free because I'm hungry. You can't get anything really in our culture for free just because you want it. And so the fact that we allow people to do this to us says something about how we feel about the value of our services. So a good trick when somebody's trying to guilt you is to say to them, with all due respect, I'm confused. Are you asking me to provide the financial support for your pet? Because I'm not sure what I can do with that. Oftentimes that puts people back in their seat. 80% of the people will say, I'm sorry for having said this or having put you in this position. And a few people will actually listen, and it's an opportunity for them to ask you about why it costs so much.
Balancing kids and a busy veterinary career isn't easy. Relief veterinarian Dr. Micaela Shaughnessy explains what to consider in contract negotiations to set limits and make sure you'll be there for your kids.
If you don't have a written contract yet, get one. Make up a written contract. Dr. Jim Wilson has a great book out on contracts if you want a starting place. This is going to enable you to set your boundaries with respect to your work-life balance. A quick example would be end-of-day emergencies that walk in. Make sure something is written down in terms of who takes those emergencies, on what days, and make sure that everyone has a clear understanding of that, because at 10:06, 2 things happen. The hit by car comes in that needs 2 to 3 hours of work, and your child care daycare provider closes.
I hope you've enjoyed this edition of The Five. If you have suggestions for future shows, please send an email to dvm360@advancedstar.com. And for the latest news, medicine, and business information, be sure to visit dvm360.com every day. A Mexican veterinary school is a Mexican veterinary school